We begin at the bottom. Sauber. Their main issue? Tire degradation. And not just mild wear. We're talking tires that fall off faster than excuses after a DNF. Technically, it's a balance issue. The car struggles with rear-end stability, especially on high-deg tracks. You'll often see them fast in FP1, and then fading in actual race conditions. They've also had a rough time operationally. In Imola, a mistimed pit stop almost led to a tire mix-up. In Spain, one of the mechanics reportedly celebrated a clean stop before realizing they forgot the gun. And driver confidence? Let's just say the telemetry might show more steering corrections than a student driver. Historically, Sauber's always hovered between midfield hope and backmarker blues. They need aero stability, consistent setups, and a pit crew boot camp. Otherwise, they'll keep starring in highlight reels for all the wrong reasons. Next, Williams, one of the sport's most iconic names. But history doesn't grant points. Their car works on straights. Low drag, decent top speed. But the moment they hit slow speed corners, it's like someone yanked the grip setting down to 0. The weakness? Mechanical grip and corner entry stability. They suffer in twisty circuits like Monaco and Hungary, where downforce and chassis tuning matter more than horsepower. In Australia, they took the wrong tire compound entirely, and that decision alone cost them nearly 10 seconds in track position. Rookie mistake for a legacy team. Williams also lags on upgrades. Most teams bring 5 to 6 major updates across a season. Williams? Maybe 2 or 3. Budget limitations, yes, but also indecision and development direction. Off track, the mood is cautiously optimistic, but they need more than hope. They need consistent aero evolution and smarter strategy calls, especially when the midfield battle is decided in milliseconds. Us, the Q3 merchants who look great on Saturdays, then vanish on Sundays. Their flaw? Tire overheating and a lack of race pace. The VF25 eats rubber like it's on a buffet. 10 laps in and the lap times drop off a cliff. In Bahrain, Magnussen was visibly sliding in Sector 2, with radio complaints about traction that echoed back to the factory. They rely heavily on Ferrari parts. That's a blessing and a curse. While the power unit is decent, their aero package is often mismatched. Without a wind tunnel of their own, correlation errors creep in. What works in the sim doesn't always translate to the track. At one point, they experimented with alternate strategies, long first stints, reverse tires, but the degradation curve beat them every time. They need stronger in-house development. Until then, expect strong starts and disappointing Sundays. Formerly AlphaTauri, now Racing Bulls. A name that sounds like a soft drink and a sportswear brand had a baby. Their car? A setup diva. The window is so tight that even minor weather changes wreck balance. At Baku, they were dicing for Q3. A week later in Barcelona, they barely made it past Q1. The issue? Aero inconsistency. Sometimes the downforce comes alive. Other times, it's like the rear wing took the day off. And let's talk about identity. After the rebranding, confusion reigned. From inconsistent liveries to marketing hiccups, even their press team slipped up with the old name once or twice. Racing Bulls is a wildcard team. If they hit the sweet spot, they punch above their weight. If not, they're ghosted by the midfield. They need consistency in both setup and execution. Because unpredictability may be fun for viewers, but it doesn't win constructors points. Now Alpine. A sleek car, strong branding, French pride, but they're missing top-end power. On average, they're down 15 to 20 kilowatts on the straights, about 0.2 per lap on high-speed circuits. Their strength lies in cornering grip. Sector 2 in Suzuka, they're competitive, but put them on Spa's Kemmel Straight, and they get swallowed up. In Canada, they lost 2 spots during every DRS zone. Mid-season, things got spicy. Their power unit lead stepped down right between practice sessions. The team scrambled, and morale took a hit. Still, there's a strong chassis foundation. If Renault can deliver a reliable engine with proper horsepower, they can climb. Until then, they're stuck in the almost fast zone. Aston Martin opened the season like a rocket, then suddenly stalled mid-year. Their biggest issue? Aero unpredictability and rear instability. Alonso mentioned on team radio that the car felt skittish in high-speed corners, especially after mid-season upgrades. Those upgrades? They added downforce but disrupted balance. Spain was a mess. Different setups for each driver, conflicting data, and a strategy call that had them swapping tires mid-pit stop. The AMR25 is heavily influenced by Red Bull's philosophy, but without the same fine-tuning capability. They copied the recipe, but something went wrong in the oven. They have budget, they have talent, but they lack consistency. If they want to fight at the front, they need to stop chasing trends and build around their own strengths. McLaren's rise has been impressive, from early season midfield to legitimate podium threats. But their flaw? Slow corner rotation. The car struggles to pivot, especially in tight technical sectors. In Monza's final chicane, they lost 0.3 seconds per lap, just in rotation alone. Also, when they load the car up with low downforce for top speed, it becomes skittish under braking. Piastri and Norris have done well to adapt, but radio chatter often reveals frustration in Sector 3 type corners, where balance breaks down. McLaren's also suffered from setup sensitivity. Weather swings often require full recalibration. Their simulation tools are improving, but still lag behind top teams. Still, this team has momentum. If they solve that low-speed rotation, they're legitimate title threats. Ferrari, always dramatic, always fast, always. Ferrari. The SF25 has pace, especially in qualifying. But come Sunday, cracks appear. The weakness? Strategy. Tire calls, pit windows, team orders. It's chaos. In Monaco, Leclerc was double-stacked too early, costing him track position. In Brazil, they left a wheel loose, costing him a top 5. The human side of Ferrari remains the weakest link. Internally, politics often override data. Historically, Ferraris had periods of brilliance. Schumacher era, 2018's early season, but consistency remains elusive. They've got the car, they've got the drivers. But unless the pit wall calms down, Ferrari will remain the what-if team. Mercedes is in transition. No longer dominant, but still elite. The W15 has improved over last year, but the problem is predictable. Slow corner understeer and tire overheating. In tracks like Singapore, they visibly struggle through tight turns. Their correlation with wind tunnel data was off early in the year. It's better now, but not perfect. Hamilton and Russell give precise feedback, but the car behaves like two machines in one. Strong at high speed, vague at low speed. They've also experimented with multiple front suspension layouts this year, a sign that the balance issue is still unsolved. If they crack that slow-speed grip, Mercedes can fight at the very top again. Red Bull, the champions, but not without flaws. Their RB20 is fast, but it's tailored for Verstappen's aggressive style. Perez struggles with the rear-end unpredictability. It's like building a house for one person and then handing the keys to someone else. Mid-season, they dealt with internal turbulence. Adrian Newey reportedly had external offers. And behind the scenes, the leadership dynamic got tense. On track, their only real weakness is setup flexibility. On weekends where the grip is low, wet tracks, mixed conditions, they become vulnerable. They're still the gold standard. But if any of the core trio, Max, Newey, Horner, leaves, the empire might wobble. So there it is. 10 teams, 10 very different problems. Some are technical, some are human, some are just plain weird. But that's F1. You don't just win by being fast. You win by fixing your weaknesses before they take you out. Which team do you think will rise or fall next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you liked this breakdown, give us a like and subscribe for more. This is Motorsport Explained. Catch you at the next checkered flag.